Hello, I'm Dick Ferguson, and on behalf of Morgan Keegan and Company, we'd like to congratulate Coach Mark Richt and the Georgia Bulldogs on a remarkable 2005 SEC championship season. Morgan Keegan is proud to sponsor this DVD commemorating this magical rise to the top. Thank you for your support of Georgia football, and we hope you'll enjoy reliving the memories of this championship season. Go Dogs.
Mark Richt's fifth season in Athens began with an air of uncertainty, unlike any since his first year between the hedges. With the departure of David Green, David Pollock, Thomas Davis, and Odell Thurman to the NFL, Georgia was picked to finish third in the East Division of the Southeastern Conference. It didn't take long, however, for the Dogs to show how deep the Richt Foundation now runs. For the third time in 4 seasons, the Bulldogs traveled to Atlanta for the SEC championship game. And once again, the locker room celebration and a BCS bowl berth was there. As fall practice began, the Bulldogs knew that everyone outside their inner circle had questions, but they also had a belief in themselves, their coaches, and their ability to finish the drill.
I just can't feel like I'm going to go out and replace him. Like you say, he's a 3-time All-American. You know, those some big shoes to fill, like Herschel Walker. I don't think nobody ever replaced Herschel Walker around here, but my goal is not so much to replace David Pollock, but just to go out and, you know, live up to Quinn Moses' potential, you know, be the best player that Quinn Moses can be.
Georgia's on the radar. Nobody knows what to expect. You know, we go out and start winning games, and people are going to say, okay, you guys are pretty good. Let's move these guys on up. But I think that it's more of a motivation for us, you know, to get out there and play harder and go against, you know, the top teams in this league and play to our potential. And I think a lot of people are going to see, like I said, these guys are pretty good.
The media magnifying glass was focused most intensely on DJ Shockley, the quarterback who had apprenticed behind David Green for 4 seasons. While his athletic talents had never been questioned, many wondered how the fifth-year senior would handle the pressure of becoming the full-time starter. No one, however, could question DJ's enthusiasm for the opportunity.
It's great. I mean, I'm so enthusiastic right now. It's kind of hard to say, you know. I guess the biggest thing is I'm so thrilled and excited for it to finally be here, you know. I mean, last night I was talking to Coach Richt a little bit early, and I was telling him, you know, I couldn't even sleep last night.
The 2005 season began in front of an ESPN national audience, with Georgia sporting the number 13 national ranking and playing host to 18th-ranked Boise State. The Broncos, who had posted a record of 39-3 over the previous 3 years, were making their first trip to Athens. It didn't take long for the Dogs to demonstrate their bite equaled their bark. On the first play from scrimmage, Tony Taylor's interception put the Bulldogs in scoring position. And then DJ Shockley showed his rushing talents.
A hole for Shockley, 5, 10, touchdown!
Shockley's 14-yard run gave Georgia a touchdown lead only 2 minutes into the game. And it wasn't long before the Dogs' defense would create another scoring chance when linebacker Dan Ellerby picked off another Boise State pass. After Thomas Brown's run moved the chains, DJ Shockley accounted for his second touchdown in 5 minutes, this time through the air.
Touchdown! Kenneth Harris, one of the reserve receivers.
Leading 14-0, the Bulldogs defense began to tee off on the Boise State offense. Quentin Moses showed his quickness with a sack and a fumble recovery and helped alleviate any concerns about the departure of David Pollock to the NFL. Early in the second quarter, safety Trey Battle would come up with yet another Bulldogs turnover.
And we intercept on our 42-yard line, and the secondary man is dancing around, caught from behind on their 40. Trey Battle, they're over.
DJ Shockley would use his legs for another dynamic run deep into Broncos territory to set up a Brandon Coutu field goal and a 17-0 Georgia lead. The defense, however, was not finished. Determined to better its 2004 mark of 5 interceptions for the entire season, Greg Blue would intercept Georgia's 4th pass of the first half, the first of the hard-hitting senior's career. In the final seconds, Quentin Moses would get Georgia's 6th turnover of the first half, recovering a fumbled snap deep in Boise State territory. Once again, DJ Shockley went to the air.
On a throw pass for a touchdown down in the corner. Danny Ware.
Georgia led 24-0 at the half, but Shockley was just getting warmed up. 1 minute into the third quarter, he connected with tight end Martrez Milner to give the Dogs a 31-point advantage.
Down the 40 to 30, the 20. Milner's going to go all the way and score.
The rout was now on. Less than 3 minutes later, DJ Shockley would go deep once again, finding Sean Bailey for a touchdown and a 38-0 lead.
Sean Bailey turned around, and the defensive back in front of him out-jumped him, but the ball came right over the defensive back's hands.
After a 4-year wait, DJ Shockley was proving he was worth the wait. Late in the third quarter, he would look for Sean Bailey and another big gainer over the middle. He and Bailey connected moments later for another score and a 45-7 lead.
Going down in the corner for a touchdown to Sean Bailey. He hit Bailey over in the left corner, who had 2 defensive backs there, but they were running behind him about a step and a half.
In his debut, DJ Shockley would tie the school's all-time record of 5 touchdown passes in one game and set a new mark for touchdown responsibility with 6. DJ passed for 289 yards and rushed for a team-leading 85 as the Bulldogs crushed Boise State 45-13. DJ Shockley's numbers earned him National Player of the Week honors and will rank as one of the greatest first-game starting performances in Bulldogs history.
Starting out in such a good fashion as we did, it's going to give nothing but me and the rest of my team confidence.
We ready, but it's going to be a tough year this year. South Carolina going to bring it next week. They going to bring it. They going to bring everything, and we going to bring everything too, so it's going to be a great game.
Week 2 saw the 9th-ranked Bulldogs host the SEC return of a longtime nemesis, now sporting different colors. Another national TV audience saw Steve Spurrier enter Athens, having traded in his Florida blue and orange for South Carolina garnet. His hopes of continuing his one-time dominance of Georgia ended quickly thanks to DJ Shockley and a tenacious Georgia defense.
And Mitchell going to play action fake. We're chasing him behind the line. One guy sacked him way back in the 27.
That's Cumo.
Moses, huh?
Moses got in there, had 6.5 last year, second only to David Pollock.
They put the tailback in motion off to the right and load it up. Mitchell back to throw again. Fires a bullet, and we intercept on our 8-yard line. Dogs got a man down the side. Battle trying to dodge back in on the 34. He's coming this way. One man rolled a block. Trey Battle, are over. Intercepted, and there was nobody around him when he intercepted that ball inside of our 10.
Early in the second quarter, the Dogs would take the lead when Shockley led them downfield and finished the drive with a high-flying Wallenda's touchdown.
Run a receiver in motion right. Shockley going to run out there. Shockley got blocking. 5, 10, touchdown! And boy, was he moving. And did he have blockers when he got to the corner. Shockley was really moving. They hit him on about the 1.5, and he went upside down. He dove over some people high in the air. Extra point to 2, which is good, and we are 7-0.
Georgia's hard-hitting defense stymied the South Carolina offense. Paul Oliver's interception was the Dogs' 6th of the season, bettering the entire 2004 season mark. Sophomore end Charles Johnson and senior end Will Thompson registered sacks as the Bulldogs continued to apply pressure to Carolina quarterback Blake Mitchell.
And he got caught. Somebody half-blocked, got his leg, and that's Charles Johnson, the defensive end. Charles Johnson.
Leading 10-9 early in the fourth quarter, the Georgia line began opening huge holes for running backs Thomas Brown and Danny Ware. Led by All-American Max Gene Gillis, the men in the trenches showed just how far they've come during their time in Athens.
Man, we've been together through the trenches, and man, I remember a time we were the worst offensive line in the SEC, and now we're rated amongst one of the best in the nation. So we're just trying to live up to that hype, really.
The Dogs would rush for 238 yards on the afternoon, including a career-high 144 by Thomas Brown, who gave Georgia a 17-9 lead early in the fourth quarter.
Cutting in there, touchdown! Thomas Brown at left guard in a big hole. It looked like Shockley was going to fake to the right, but he just gave it to Brown, who came around him and shot in at left guard. Good blocking on the left side again, I believe, and we have got the lead at 16-9.
Carolina would make it interesting with a late touchdown, but Georgia would run clock and force the Gamecocks to use timeouts thanks to a clutch third down conversion on 3rd and 22.
Right open, it is completed the 35, and he fell out of bounds. Completed pass. Brian McClendon caught the biggest pass of his life. We got a first down.
The Gamecocks one final chance, but Charles Johnson's second sack of the day forced a final play where the defense would put the last nail in Carolina's coffin.
Back, looks, fires. It is complete, and then he lateraled the ball back on the 20-yard line. We knocked the guy out of bounds on the 28. Somebody rolled the block. Newton caught the ball, lateraled the ball to Sidney Rice, the receiver. They ran a good play, and they got about 15 yards when they needed 19.
Georgia wins 17-15. Improves to 2-0 on the season and moves up to number 6 in the national rankings.
South Carolina's always played Georgia hard, and I mean that's all we expected. You know, we went out, it was good for our team really, because we didn't face any adversity last week, and we got a good taste of it this week, and we came out on top.
We never know what type of game it's going to be. We just got to get ready for the situation. I mean, when one phase of the game doesn't work, we just have to rely to the other one, and just got to suck it up and grind it out.
In a final tune-up before a stretch of 7 consecutive conference games, Georgia hosted Louisiana Monroe on a gorgeous fall afternoon before 92,746 screaming red and black fans. Early in the first quarter, the Dogs found themselves backed up to their 6-yard line, where they would begin a 94-yard scoring drive.
Going to give it to Ware, and he's got a blocker on the hole, 45-40, 35-30, 27 or 8-yard line. Danny Ware turned it on when he got out there, and man, we had a hole over on the left side, and their defensive end had really been blocked out.
With 6:29 remaining in the first quarter, DJ Shockley would again electrify the crowd.
For 15 for 20, and he's going to score. Shockley, good play action fake, and then turned around and went off to the left all by himself.
Leading 7-0, the Bulldogs defense shut down the Indians' attack, led by sophomore linebacker Brandon Miller. 6 minutes later, the Dogs' offense would add to its lead.
Gets a block, got time, going to throw, sees a tight end, touchdown! Milner in the far left corner of the end zone just ran by his man that was supposed to be riding with him and got 2 steps out on him and caught the ball before he went out.
A surprisingly strong Louisiana Monroe team would prove to be competitive and trailed only 17-7 in the third quarter when the Bulldogs exploded for 27 unanswered points. The defense stiffened behind a great effort from linebackers Tony Taylor, Danny Verdun-Wheeler, and Brandon Miller. The passing offense got untracked and began chewing up big chunks of turf. And then redshirt sophomore running back Craig Lumpkin would find the end zone for the first time since 2003.
No, Lumpkin straight ahead. Lumpkin 10-5, touchdown. We had a pretty good hole at left guard, and Lumpkin just shot right through there.
Leading 27-7, the defense would score its first touchdown of the season. Quentin Moses would apply the pressure, and Charles Johnson would take advantage.
And we come up with it for a touchdown. Johnson, I believe, Charles Johnson. That ball came end over end out of his hand. Charles Johnson, sophomore out of Hawkinsville.
Leading 34-7, Georgia's special teams then showed its prowess in the fourth quarter. After a Thomas Flowers interception got the ball back for the Bulldogs, Mark Richt decided to test the leg of field goal kicker Brandon Coutu.
And watch that kick now, and it is going to be good, I think. Yeah, he hit a 58-yarder. Wow. He had some leg. It really showed.
Coutu's kick was the third longest in UGA history and the longest without the aid of a tee. On the ensuing kickoff, the special teams came up big again. Marcus Washington recovered a fumble on the return to set up another Georgia scoring opportunity.
Going to give it to Browning. Dancing, going to get out to the left side. He's going to get 5 yards, going to get 10, going to get 12, 15, touchdown! Browning again with kind of a skip and a jump and a juke move over there to help that first 7 or 8 yards. We are now 43-7.
Tyson Browning's touchdown run provided the final points in a 44-7 Georgia rout. The Dogs finished with 543 yards of total offense and improved to 3-0 on the season. Georgia made its first road trip of the season when it traveled to face Mississippi State, the SEC's other Bulldogs. Another ESPN national audience saw the Dogs' offense get on track early. DJ Shockley marched Georgia down the field where his athletic talents would lead to the game's first touchdown.
Shockley takes it. Fakes to Brown, got caught behind, but pulled his leg loose. Now Shockley going out to the right. Going to throw to a man wide open. Touchdown in the end zone, downfield. Danny Ware slipped down behind him. No defender there whatsoever, or even within 15 yards. Shockley pulled his leg away, scrambled out to right end, and everybody came, and then he dumped that ball down there.
Georgia would add to its lead in the second quarter, with Shockley's arm again providing the spark. The Dogs' lead would grow to 14-3 thanks to a determined effort from tight end Leonard Pope.
Shockley going to take it and fire to the big tight end. It's complete on the 4, and they're still trying to wrestle him down. Touchdown! He just kept fighting and twisting.
The Bulldogs' defense shut down the Mississippi State offense for much of the evening, keyed by hard-hitting safety Greg Blue's 11 tackles and Quentin Moses' 2 quarterback sacks. On offense, field goal kicker Brandon Coutu finished off 3 second-half drives with short field goals as the Bulldogs' lead grew to 20. DJ Shockley passed for 312 yards in his first road start, and the Dogs improved to 4-0 with a 23-10 victory.
It's not the most prettiest team that I've been on right here, but it's just one thing about it is that we always stay together and we love on each other so much. We don't let, if one side's struggling, the other side will pick us up, and we just stay together, and it seems like, nobody can break us out there because we got such a strong love for each other.
Game 5 of 2005 would be an ESPN nationally televised top 10 showdown as 5th-ranked Georgia visited Neyland Stadium to face 8th-rated Tennessee. Locking their arms in a show of unity, the Bulldogs were prepared for another hard-hitting SEC showdown. The game was scoreless late in the first quarter when the Dogs began a long march down the field.
Shockley going to come back and look and fire to a man open, and it is caught complete on the 32 by Milner, the tight end, near the sideline, but it'll be a first down. He takes the snap high and looks. He's going to fire. It's complete to Massaquoi on the 15 down to the 10. Massaquoi broke in the zone right in the middle, and Shock going to give it to Brown outside the tackle. He drives close to the goal line, very close to the goal line. That's a big first down.
Fullback Brandon Sutherland would cap the 83-yard drive with his first career touchdown.
And we hand it off to the fullback, and I think he got it in there outside the tackle. Sutherland went off left tackle. Behind the tight end who went in motion slowly to that side. Sutherland crawled in at left tackle. Well, we got the first 6 points.
Leading 7-0, Georgia again got big plays from the special teams. Punter Gordon Kelso kept Tennessee pinned deep in its own territory.
And the snap is good, and the kick, high spiral. Tennessee waves fair catch. It hits on the 10, and we catch the ball around the 2. Somebody caught the ball, and it's Gilliam, Mike Gilliam.
Late in the first half, the Volunteers were driving for a potential tying score when senior cornerback Mario Minter came up with his first career interception.
Clausen backs up, fires, and we intercepted and fall in the end zone. Somebody saved us there. Minter got up in the air, intercepted facing the quarterback and landed on his back, and the receiver was behind him about 3 or 4 yards.
The defense continued to punish Volunteers quarterback Rick Clausen and set up another scoring opportunity with a turnover.
Clausen looking at a 4-man line. He's back to pass again. A man's coming on him. He fumbled. The ball is on the grass. We dove for it. They dove for it down on the 27. Clausen dropped it. We had a guy land right on the ball. We got the ball with 84 seconds left to go.
DJ Shockley and the Georgia offense would not let the opportunity pass without adding to the lead. Tight end Leonard Pope had 2 big receptions, and the field goal unit showed it was ready in a pinch.
Shockley takes it and looks, fires over the middle to Pope, the big tight end, and they finally get him down around the 8-yard line. He curled running left to right and came down over the 10. We've only got seconds, and Katu sticks it up, and I think the kick is good. It is. He got it in there just as the clock was going to run out for the half.
Leading 10-0, Georgia went on a 5.5-minute drive early in the third quarter, with DJ Shockley again keying the drive.
Shockley going back, looking, goes, there's a man, and there's a flag down and a catch by Pope backwards inside down around the 13.
That set up a Brandon Katu field goal and a 13-0 Bulldogs lead. Tennessee did manage a touchdown after an interception return to the Georgia 1-yard line. But the Dogs' defense continued to harass the Volunteers. Safety Greg Blue had a team-high 14 tackles, while linebacker Jarvis Jackson and cornerback Paul Oliver helped shut down the Vols' rushing attack, which managed only 48 yards. 5 minutes into the fourth quarter, punter Gordon Kelso would again pin Tennessee deep in its own territory.
And the kick is going to hit on the 2 or 3. Our man caught it on a bounce on the 1-yard line. Oh, wow. The bounce came right up and hit a guy on the chest.
The Georgia defense again was unrelenting and forced the Volunteers to go 3 and out. Thomas Flowers would then break the game open.
Flowers takes it on his own 47 and spurts off to their 45, to their 35, to their 25, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown!
The touchdown was the first of the sophomore's career and Georgia's first special team score of the season. It sparked the entire team on both sides of the ball. Quentin Moses would register his 6th quarterback sack of the season. And then the offensive line would take charge, with Thomas Brown gaining most of his team-high 94 rushing yards on the final scoring drive.
Well, we give it to Brown, left tackle, 5 yards, Brown 10, Brown 15, 16, 17, and out of bounds. Brown just running. That's Brown and Sutherland, Shockley underneath. Going to give it to Brown at left guard. He's got 5 yards. There goes Brown, touchdown. Somebody really opened a hole at left tackle.
The celebration was soon on for the Bulldogs. The 27-14 victory was Mark Richt's 3rd straight at Neyland Stadium and moved the Dogs to number 4 in the national rankings.
I mean, you know that Tennessee is a great team. You know, if we wanted to, succeed and go beyond, try to win the SEC and the East or whatever, we knew we had to get past Tennessee. Fortunately, that's what we did tonight.
I mean, I love our defense. They come to play every week. They're kind of guaranteed to, get us the ball back with great field position or just get us the ball back, period. And, them coming out playing the way they did is momentum for us to go out and keep playing hard.
The following week, the Bulldogs were once again in Tennessee, traveling to Nashville for an ESPN2 matchup with surprising Vanderbilt. Georgia safety Greg Blue would lay down the law early for the Commodores' offense.
And Cutler goes a bullet down the middle, complete. Picked up by Blue, who dumped the guy upside down on our 35, George Smith.
The Bulldogs' offense got on track late in the first quarter, with DJ Shockley spreading the ball around to different receivers. The drive culminated on a Craig Lumpkin run.
Going to give it to a ball carrier. Lumpkin going down to the corner, and he hurdles everybody and scores and lands about 5 or 6 yards deep in the end zone.
Vandy and their all-SEC quarterback Jay Cutler would drive for a tying score, but the Dogs would quickly respond. Thomas Brown, who had a game-high 91 yards rushing, busted off a big gainer. Then Shockley found Pope over the middle for a 26-yard gain to the 1-yard line. A penalty sent the Dogs back to the 10. But DJ Shockley was not to be denied.
And Shockley going to play action fake and look. And he's going to run. Here he comes. 15-10. Fires a pass. It is complete in the back of the end zone. He hit Sutherland in the chest. And he did not quite cross the line of scrimmage when he threw that ball. He was close.
The Dogs would add to their lead before the half ended. The defense shut down Jay Cutler and the Commodores. And then DJ Shockley would hit 2 big passes to set up a field goal as time expired.
Vanderbilt trying to load the middle of the line. Snap. Put it down. And the kick is going to be good.
Leading 17-7, the second half began with the Dogs' defense again shutting down the Vandy offense. Georgia built its lead to 24-7 less than 5 minutes into the third quarter, when a scoring drive would culminate in sensational freshman Mohamed Massaquah's first career touchdown.
Shock going to wait for it, going to fake it to Brown, then look and then roll to the left, looking, and is going to fire, and it is caught in the corner for a touchdown, just barely inbound. Massaquah made a great tumbling, falling down catch.
Vanderbilt's high-powered offense would cut the lead to 10, but the Bulldogs' offense would immediately respond. Mark Richt decided to go deep.
Shockley's in a shotgun. He's got Ware as a running back next to him. Going to give it to Danny Ware as he faked, and then he looks, and he's going to air it out. A long bomb, and a great catch down on the 16 by Sean Bailey.
The long pass set up another Coutu field goal that built the Bulldogs' advantage to 27-14, with 5:43 remaining in the third quarter. Georgia's lead was cut to 10 on a Commodores field goal when the Bulldogs special teams came up with another key play to set the offense up in scoring position.
Fourth and about 13 and a half or so, and Vanderbilt's Brian Honfeld, the punter, in. He's on the goal line. Hey, we're coming on him, and I think we got it. We blocked it, and it's going to come rolling over on the far sideline and go out of bounds out around the 20. We shot 3 men in there. One of them was Tyson Browning, the substitute running back, and he's jumping like he really found $1 million. It may have been him on it.
DJ and the Dogs offense quickly took advantage of the opportunity.
Shockley takes it and comes back. Got some protection. Running to the left, but they're chasing him. They miss him. He's looking. He's going to fire one, and one of our guys may have caught it. Yeah, we had 2 receivers catch the ball almost head-to-head, and McClendon and Harris, 2 men were down there.
The defense held Commodores quarterback Jay Cutler to 125 yards under his season yardage average. But the injury bug began to hit hard, with senior Kedrick Golston separating his shoulder. Shockley passed for 298 yards and 3 touchdowns, and the Dogs improved to 6-0 with the 34-17 victory.
And luckily, our offense was superb tonight. Our special team was superb, and we was able to come through with the victory, so that's good.
After spending a month on the road, the Dogs were happy to return to Athens to face Arkansas. Thousands of fans turned out to cheer the 4th-ranked Bulldogs on the traditional dog walk. The Bulldogs offense wasted little time jumping on the Razorbacks. DJ Shockley moved his troops 55 yards before connecting with Brian McClendon for their second touchdown in 2 weeks to make it 7-0.
Snap. Shockley back looking. Going in the corner. Touchdown! Brian McClendon turned around and faced the ball and caught it. And the defender was running right at him but had his back to the ball. Shockley threw it right over the defender's helmet.
Defensively, the Dogs were missing senior tackles Kedrick Golston and Gerald Anderson due to injuries. But fellow seniors Will Thompson and Demario Minter were stepping up and making big plays.
Johnson going to hand it off to McFadden. McFadden got hit behind the line as he tried to go to the left corner. Demario Minter shot in there. Minter came up the corner and roaring back and caught him about 4 yards behind the line.
Georgia began to move the ball again early in the second quarter behind Shockley when tragedy struck.
Hit him, and he didn't get an inch. One guy who had been earlier blocked reached around and got him. Shockley down, and he's not up yet. Now they help him up. Shockley comes off limping.
With their leader in the locker room, the Bulldogs knew they must unite. Senior cornerback Tim Jennings went skyward for his second interception in 2 weeks.
She's running out to the right looking, going to fire a pass. Intercepted on the 22, a high leap. Tim Jennings, a mile in the sky. Tim Jennings really got up in the air just before the ball got to the receiver.
Backup quarterback Joe Tereshinski III then responded with a beautiful pass to Muhammad Massaquoi that would set up Brandon Sutherland's touchdown.
And we're going to try to run power, and Sutherland banged up in there, and he got in there. Touchdown. Sutherland barely got in there. We went in at right guard.
The Dogs' lead was 14-0, but Arkansas would cut it in half on Darren McFadden's 70-yard scoring run. Late in the first half, however, the Dogs would get another spark from Tereshinski.
He's going to throw it long, and he's got a receiver down there, and it is complete and out of bounds, I think, on the 13 or 14. Long to Bailey. Tereshinski threw a perfect long strike. He stepped out on the 15. Tereshinski threw a long pass.
The bomb set up a Brandon Coutu field goal with 3 seconds remaining in the second quarter to give Georgia a 17-7 halftime lead. After a Bulldog turnover early in the third quarter, senior defensive end Will Thompson would help hold the Razorbacks to only a field goal.
We're chasing him, and we got him for a sack on the 33. Will Thompson got him way back behind the line, a crucial play perhaps.
The Arkansas field goal cut the Georgia lead to 17-10, but Tyson Browning would again shift the momentum on the ensuing kickoff.
He spins the 25, the 30, and the 31, the 35, the 38, the 40, the 45, the 50, the 48, and out of bounds. Little Tyson Browning running like a rabbit.
Browning's return set up Brandon Coutu's second field goal that made it 20-10 Bulldog. The Razorbacks, however, were not finished. Sophomore defensive end Charles Johnson came up with another big sack to end one drive. But Arkansas got back within a touchdown 19 seconds into the fourth quarter with another field goal. The offense was continuing to struggle for the Bulldogs, but special teams would again come up with another momentum-shifting play.
Oh, spiral, not real deep. He fumbled. The ball was on the ground, and we scrambled on the 18. We got an arm on it. I think we got the ball. He fumbled a line drive punt, and the Dogs recovered.
Brandon Coutu's third field goal of the afternoon gave Georgia a 23-13 lead. Arkansas, however, had upset on the mind. It would rally to pull within a field goal with 4:53 remaining. Then, in the game's final minutes, freshman lineman Jeff Owens blocked a pass and had a quarterback pressure to force an incompletion. Then, Will Thompson came up with a game-icing sack.
We're coming on Johnson. We got him on the 8. Somebody got him who had been blocked. Will Thompson, who went out hurt a little while ago. Will Thompson got him off a blocker.
Georgia improves to 7-0 with a 23-20 win. But the injury bug continues for the fourth-ranked Bulldogs.
The offense kept moving the ball, and everybody picked each other up when Shockley went down, and people started stepping up. So that says a lot about the character of this team.
We knew that Arkansas was a good team, so I mean, it's nothing that's surprising. Arkansas has a very, very good coaching staff, very good athletes, and I mean, they're very capable of winning. So I mean, we knew that it was going to be a fight.
We know every time somebody faces Georgia, it's going to be a tough game because we got a target on our chest, and we know every time we face somebody, it's going to be a dogfight.
Every win gets bigger along the way. You know, right now we're 7-0, and we are so excited to be here, and you know, we can't ask for anything else right now.
Next for the Bulldogs came Jacksonville and the annual showdown with Florida. With DJ Shockley out and 3 starters missing due to injury on defense, the Gators grabbed the momentum early, taking a 14-0 lead 9 minutes into the game. Quarterback Joe Tereshinski then got the Bulldogs offense untracked.
Tereshinski is in a shotgun on 3rd down. Tereshinski following, blocking, running, fire! 10, 15, 20 yards, 21. Joe Tereshinski ran a draw straight ahead and went all the way down to the Gators' 34. We're in an eye, man in motion, only one receiver. Tereshinski back, looking. There he goes, and it is complete to a tight end and out of bounds on the 16. Big poke.
Georgia got on the board on a Brandon Coutu field goal early in the second quarter to cut the deficit to 14-3. The Dogs' defense made adjustments and began to shut down the Florida offense, forcing 3 straight punts. They kept the game close with a big turnover just before halftime.
Ball on the 6-yard line. 70 seconds now, the clock starts to run. The Gators knock on the door. We're trying to protect the goal line. They are in a shotgun. They have 3 wideouts. They have a back, a tight end sliding and moving. And a fumble, and the ball is on the ground, and everybody's diving, and I think we might have it on the 5. Tony Taylor got a ball. That ball just shot out in front of him about 6-7 yards, and I don't know what he was doing with it unless he was going to shovel, but I didn't see him throw the shovel. We got the ball on the 5.
In the second half, the Georgia offensive line began to open up holes for running backs Thomas Brown and Danny Ware. And Joe Tereshinski began to feel at home at quarterback, leading the Bulldogs on a scoring drive late in the third quarter.
Quickly, we're in an eye with a slot left. Florida's still moving the defense. We run a man in motion, Bailey, and Tereshinski fell down, but he threw it to Thomas Brown, who's going to throw a pass to the receiver. Touchdown! Tereshinski got a pass from Browning. Oh, wow! Brown to Tereshinski. We are mobbing Tereshinski down in the end zone. Tereshinski fell down as he got the pitch out to the tail. Tereshinski got up and ran into the end zone, and Brown threw him a pass, and Tereshinski got up in the air and caught it. It's 14-9. He fell down, but he completed the pitch back, got up and ran. Got half his body in the end zone.
The trickery closed the gap to 14-10. The defense was now shutting down the Gators' offense entirely.
Leak, the shotgun quarterback. Leak takes it and drops back, and we're coming on him, and we got him on the 40. Got him on the 47. 2 or 3 guys. Moses is one. Taylor was another. And Ellerby was the third one. We made a great play. We just poured in there. 3 guys got in.
The Bulldogs, however, couldn't find the end zone in the fourth quarter. Florida hangs on to win by 4 to deny Georgia an SEC East Division clinching victory.
Get him up. Ready, hit, roll. You're not coming back if you don't give a pop. Hit him. There you go. Rolling, ready, hit. Go, roll out. Come on. Let's go.
ESPN's college football primetime. Tonight, it's an SEC matchup as the 15th-ranked Auburn Tigers take on the 9th-ranked Georgia Bulldogs.
With a week off, the Bulldog Nation hoped for a return of DJ Shockley as Georgia would again try to clinch the East Division at home against Auburn. Another ESPN national television audience would witness one of the greatest shootouts in the 109-year history of the series. Georgia trailed 7-3 midway through the first quarter when Paul Oliver's interception set up the Bulldogs offense. DJ Shockley would show he was back hitting on all cylinders.
Shockley going to take it. Fake a wide reverse, step forward and look. And fires to a man open, complete on the 25-yard line. Down over the 15 goes Massaquoi. Dogs knock on that door, 4 points behind, first quarter still. Shockley fake, back, fires, and is caught right on the goal line, and it will be Leonard Pope who caught the ball on about the 1 for a touchdown. One man slotted right, now another man flanks wide out to the left, and so Shockley looks and looks and looks, and he's scrambling now for his life, and he's going to throw a ball, and touchdown, he got it in the corner to Pope.
Georgia led 10-7. But Auburn responded with a scoring drive halfway through the second quarter to take a 14-10 lead. DJ Shockley would again go to the air to get the Bulldogs back on the board. Tight end Leonard Pope, 8 catches for 102 yards. And receiver Mohamed Massaquoi, 6 catches for 108 yards, were the primary targets. They helped set up a late Coutu field goal that cut the lead to 14-13 at the half.
We'll try a field goal, and the kick is up, and the kick is good.
In the second half, the Dogs would waste little time regaining the lead. They marched 80 yards on their first possession to once again take the advantage.
Auburn brings up, they got 5 men on the line. Shockley straightens and looks, going to throw it in the corner, Massaquoi, touchdown!
The seesaw battle continued, with the Tigers taking a 21-20 lead moments later. But early in the fourth quarter, the Dogs' passing game would set up the go-ahead score.
Shockley is underneath and behind the center. Shockley takes and fakes, rolls left, they're coming on him. He's going to throw, he's got a man open on the 35-yard line, and they shove him out hard on the 45. We haven't crossed that 40 yet. Second down, Shockley takes it and looks, drifts to the right. And he's going to throw it to a man open, complete on the 27-yard line, and Danny Ware is going to be wrestled out of bounds on the 20. Auburn up in a 5-man line. Shockley standing up, takes it, looks, and he's going to throw a pass. It is complete, and they will take him out of bounds, and that's Big Pope. Shockley underneath, one of the tight end slides in motion. Toss sweep. Thomas Brown trying to get outside of the 5-4-3-2. Touchdown!
Leading 27-21 early in the fourth quarter, the Dogs seemed to be back in control. But a fumble recovery and return for a touchdown put Auburn back in front and forced the Bulldogs to rally once again. The Georgia defense was bending, but not breaking.
Snap. Cox takes it and drops back. We're coming on him, and one guy got him because a blocker pushed him in there. Way back on the other side of the 15.
As the clock began to wind down, the Georgia offense began to march. DJ Shockley put SEC scoring leader Brandon Coutu in position to give the Bulldogs a late lead.
Coutu will try a field goal. He bobbled that snap, by the way, and the kick is good.
Georgia appeared to have the game in hand, but a long gainer on 4th and 10 set up an Auburn game-winning field goal with 6 seconds to play, and for a second straight game, the Dogs were denied an SEC East clinching victory. Georgia seniors would finish their Sanford Stadium careers with still much to play for. On a chilly afternoon where the Bulldog Nation would celebrate the 25th anniversary of the 1980 National Championship team, the 2005 Dogs needed a win over Kentucky to clinch their 3rd SEC East crown in 4 years. Georgia trailed 3-0 in the second quarter and had appeared flat when punter Gordon Ely Kelso changed the game's momentum.
Kentucky's linebackers jumping in and out. And Gordon Ely Kelso going to fake it. He's running the 45, the 50, the 45, the 40, the 35, the 30, the 25, the 20, and out of bounds. Gordon Ely Kelso faked the punt and took off running. David Jones, the Kentucky cornerback, had to catch him. He had an angle on that run, and he had nobody, and I mean nobody out in front of him.
The Bulldogs wasted no time taking advantage of the big play and taking a 7-3 lead.
We run an extra tight end in motion. They shift with him. And Shockley comes back. There he is. Touchdown in the corner. Big Pope caught a ball backing up. We faked it every way but Sunday and then just ran the big tight end wide open 12 yards away from anybody down there. He turned around and caught a ball.
The touchdown inspired the Dogs' defense as well, and they quickly forced a Kentucky punt. DJ Shockley led a 45-yard march that would build the lead to 11.
Shockley underneath, gonna fake, look, fire a pass, touchdown to Sutherland, the fullback. We had two receivers in close in one place. He was uncovered.
The momentum now fully with the red and black. The Georgia defense forced the Wildcats to a quick 3-and-out. That's when Danny Ware exploded for the Bulldogs' longest scoring run since 1999 to make it 21-3 Georgia.
Like many seniors, Shockley playing his last home game today. Shockley underneath, who shoots right through to the 45, to the 40, the 35, the 30, the 25. He's gone. Danny Ware just shot right up the middle.
The Dogs weren't done in the second quarter, however. They would cap off their 24-point explosion with another long bomb from kicker Brandon Coutu.
Brandon Coutu to try a 56-yard field goal, and it is good. He got it over, wind or no wind. Coutu stuck his leg in that thing, and that'll end the half. That ball took forever to get there, and the Dogs lead 24-3.
As the second half began, the Dogs could taste the SEC East Division title. After a Kentucky field goal, Georgia would quickly add to its lead when DJ Shockley connected with fellow senior Brian McClendon for a touchdown.
Shockley takes it, drops back to throw, and he's going to throw it in the end zone, and it is going to be complete. Touchdown to McClendon. McClendon caught a diving, rolling somersault catch.
4 minutes later, the two seniors would cap their final game between the hedges with another score that marked Shockley's fourth touchdown pass of the afternoon.
Shockley back, looking, got time. Now he's going to have to run to the right. He's back over on the 15 and trying to get it in the end zone, and he got it in there, and it's a touchdown. McClendon right on the sideline of the end zone and then out of bounds a moment later.
With the lead a comfortable 38-6, the seniors passed the torch to the underclassmen as they began to enjoy the thought of a trip to the SEC championship game. The Dogs' final points came when Joe Tereshinski threw the first touchdown pass of his career to A.J. Bryant, who scored his first.
Tereshinski back. Tereshinski throwing. He's got his man there, and it is a touchdown. And A.J. Bryant caught a ball down around his knees and then fell as he skidded over that goal line.
Georgia wins 45-13, improves to 8-2, and punches its ticket for the next 2 weeks of travel to Atlanta. The seniors leave the field as one of the greatest classes in Georgia history, and with hopes of a second SEC championship ring on their fingers.
Amen. I heard the seniors were outside just a second ago, so we got to start up again, baby.
It feels great. It feels great. Like I said, I couldn't write it any better. And to go out and style of what we did, we had a lot of guys making plays, and just thinking about Brian McClendon, his last home game too. He been a senior, and going out scoring 2 touchdowns and making it work. So it's a great feeling right now. I'm feeling good.
It is sort of bittersweet. Like I said, you come in and you play all these ball games here, and when they gone, they gone. So I'm happy to move forward, but I know what has been behind me, with these group of seniors.
I'm glad for everybody in the Georgia organization because everybody put so much time and energy into it, and to see it pay off really means a lot.
In their regular season finale, the Bulldogs visited Bobby Dodd Stadium, seeking their 5th consecutive win over state rival Georgia Tech. The Yellow Jackets would take an early 7-0 lead, but that would be their only highlight of the evening. Georgia would even the score 5 minutes later on a scoring drive that featured several big plays.
Shockley fakes to Lumpkin. He's back. He looks. He's going to throw a man wide open out on the 45, down the sideline, the big tight end over the 50 to the 47 to Leonard Pope. Shockley going to fake it and come back. Throws, and it is complete. Massacroix is going to go for the far corner. Got hit on the 18 and knocked down by Scott, the corner. Massacroix had a good angle, and Scott had a better angle and took him down. Well thrown ball, and Massacroix was open. And the Dogs now knock on the door, and they are inside the other guy's 20.
In a quarter that featured 4 reviews by the game officials, Thomas Brown looked as if he had scored to tie it. Replay officials claim Brown was not in the end zone. But on the next play, the offensive line and fullback Brandon Sutherland ended any controversy.
Brown and Sutherland of the backs. The tight end is in motion to the left, and they go to the fullback, and Sutherland scores through a hole at left guard and left tackle. Sutherland burst in there, and nobody was on him at all, and we're 7-6 now.
With the score tied at 7, the defenses would take over for the next 2.5 quarters. DeMario Minter did an outstanding job shadowing Tech All-American receiver Calvin Johnson and taking him out of the Jackets' game plan. Linebackers Jarvis Jackson and Danny Verdun-Wheeler would each register a team-leading 9 tackles as the Dogs kept the Jackets out of the end zone for the rest of the night. Tailback Craig Lumpkin would register his best game since 2 years ago at Tech, finishing with 74 yards on 11 carries as the lingering effects of his knee injury began to disappear. But it was the special teams that came up with a game-turning play late in the 4th quarter.
Ben Arndt will be punting. Gets a good snap and kicks it a mile. Good spiral. Flowers way back. Going to take it and drive up to the 25, to the 30, to 35, to 40. Hit from behind, spun around on a 46-yard line. Flowers suddenly, he burst 10 or 15 yards, and I thought he was going to get killed down there right after he caught it.
The Dogs took advantage of the return. DJ Shockley hit Mario Raley for a first down to keep the drive alive. And then DJ would go to the end zone and Brian McClendon.
3:37 to go. Man, it's 7-7. We are in and high. Shockley underneath. They're coming up into a 6-man line with the snap. Shockley goes back, and he's going to throw it in the end zone. Touchdown! Brian McClendon. They beat a corner. He faded a pattern on him, and the guy caught it with room to spare in the back of the end zone. Shockley threw a perfect pass. The scoreboard just changed. It's 13-7. It ain't over yet. 10 men on the line. Couture going to stick up that extra point and make it 14-7. But there's more than 3 minutes to go, and I'll guarantee you the clock is not going to move.
Leading 14-7 with 3 minutes to play, now it was up to the Georgia defense to once again shut down Tech. The Jackets, however, marched quickly downfield and looked positioned to tie the game when senior Tim Jennings would ice the victory.
They got 78 seconds.
I think they'll try a fade.
Reggie Ball underneath, puts that tight end, puts him over on the right side. Ball comes back. Throws a bullet, and we intercepted on the 5. The Dogs have got a man going down the sideline. Tim Jennings is going to go out of bounds deliberately around the 40. He stepped in front of Bilbo. Tim Jennings grabbed the ball exactly on the 5, all by himself, and streaked down the side. We may have saved our whatchamacallit. Tim Jennings streaking down the side.
You can't spell Tim Jennings without I-N-T, baby. Tim Jennings' pickoff secured a 14-7 win, giving Georgia a 9-2 record in what was supposed to be a rebuilding season. The seniors tied the school record of 43 wins by one class and a clean sweep of Georgia Tech.
Well, I am so proud proud of you, and it's going to be a real privilege for me to be back in 2 weeks to give you your trophies. Congratulations to the whole team.
We did everything we had to do to win that game, and I'm proud of you. Now look, less than 7 days from now, we'll be right back in Atlanta and trying to get another trophy. Damn right. All right? We're going to get that trophy, man. Yes, sir. Everything it takes to get that trophy.
I'm just so thankful that Coach had enough faith in me, to call my number during a time like that when the team really needed it. Oh, yeah, man. First of all, it's a blessing, the opportunity to come play for this fine university, I mean, it's a real blessing, to be the most winning, senior class here because, we feel like we work hard. It's a great senior class.
How does it set you up for the LSU game?
I think it gives great confidence coming to the game. I think it allows us to, give a little momentum going into that game just because of, how we persevered through this one. It was a tough game, and, defensive struggle like that, and for us to go out and, win at the end and, persevere through, I think it'll give momentum for next week.
The Bulldogs didn't have long to celebrate, however. Another trip to Atlanta to take on LSU for the SEC championship was now fresh on their minds. The Dogs entered the Georgia Dome an underdog, but confident a second conference championship in 4 years was in their grasp. Coach Mark Richt's game plan was intended to grab the momentum early and never let it go. Will Thompson would start it out for the defense on the first play from scrimmage for the Tigers, sacking quarterback Jamarcus Russell. Then DJ Shockley and Sean Bailey would get the offense untracked 5 minutes into the game.
Shockley underneath. Shockley going to fake it and come back to pass. And we're going to go for a long pass. Touchdown!
Well, a perfect pass from DJ Shockley. Never broke stride. Bailey made a beautiful over-the-shoulder catch.
Shockley really threw that ball.
Leading 7-0, the early momentum was clearly Georgia's. Senior cornerback Demario Minter then made sure LSU would not take the Mo back, intercepting his second pass of the season.
Russell takes it. He's back, looks, fires. And we intercepted on our 48-yard line. Demario Minter, who read it, caught the ball and then fell down with it. And the Dogs have intercepted the pass from Russell. We will have the ball again in excellent field position. We've picked one. We're leading 7-0, and now we've intercepted at midfield.
The Dogs quickly took advantage of that turnover when Shockley and Bailey would hook up once again.
Shockley backs up again. He's still on the shotgun. Takes it and drops back and looks. And he's going to go. He's got a man wide open. Touchdown in the right corner. Sean Bailey again, this time in the other corner. He caught the ball and 1 foot came down inbounds. He was, 20 feet out in front.
Boy, did they ever bite on that play fake. My goodness. Landry just got toasted.
Defensive coordinator Willie Martinez had his troops playing inspired football. Minter and fellow senior corner Tim Jennings were playing like men possessed. Lineman Quentin Moses and Jeff Owens were making their presence felt inside. And then the special teams came up with another momentum-grabbing effort on a play Coach John Fabris had designed just for this championship game.
So we load up the middle and we decide where you might take a shot at them. We're coming off the corner, but they pick up and we block it. It's on the 23. LSU's going to pick it up. We're going to tackle them on about the 14-yard line. Somebody shot up in there. We blitzed the man off the corner. They blocked him so hard, I don't know how he got up, but somebody else shot up the middle. We decoyed him, I think, with that blitz off the corner.
Seconds later, the Dogs would convert the turnover when DJ Shockley would turn a broken play into a touchdown.
Shockley underneath, fakes. Look, Shockley's going to run. He's got room. He's going to get to the 5-4-3-2 touchdown. We had men moving all over the place. That may have sounded like an easy run, but it really wasn't. He had a guy breathing on the back of his shoes. All 5 of those steps, but we got a score. He went in the left corner near the end zone corner.
The touchdown gave Georgia a 21-7 lead that it would take into the half.
It'll be second down for LSU on their own 4. And the half is going to end. They're going to let the clock run out. LSU's not going to run a play. That's going to be the end of the half. And the Dogs are leading 21-7 at the end of the half. And I bet you think it's over.
As the third quarter began, the defense ensured the Tigers would not grab the early second half momentum, forcing a 3-and-out on the first series. The Dogs' offense would then add to the lead, moving downfield on a scoring march that would end with a Brandon Coutu field goal and a 24-7 lead.
We set it down, and the kick is up, and the kick is going to be good. And we get 3 more points out of it, and the Dogs lead 24-7.
Now smelling SEC championship, the Dogs defenders were plain possessed. Jeff Owens and Quentin Moses teamed for a sack that would knock LSU quarterback Jamarcus Russell out of the game.
There, Russell back. We're coming on him, and one man's going to get him back around the 23. Owens, a young kid. Jeff Owens, a young tackle, came off the right corner and got him. And Russell went down around the 22.
After a Tigers punt, the Dogs again marched down the field. Shockley connected with Leonard Pope for a first down. Craig Lumpkin would gain some tough yards, and then Coutu would kick his second field goal of the evening.
They set it down, and the kick is up, and the kick is good.
Yes, sir.
Coutu hit a long one, 51 yards, and it's 27-7. And we get some more points.
With the lead now at 20 and a new quarterback replacing Russell, the Bulldogs' defense was now bringing pressure on every play. It quickly paid dividends when Tim Jennings read the LSU quarterback's intentions.
Flynn coming back, stops, throws a hard pass over to the right. We intercepted. Jennings has got a touchdown down on the far side. Tim Jennings read it. Cut in front of the receiver out around the 15, jumped, caught the ball, and streaked in the corner and scored. Tim Jennings read that thing and then roared down in there, untouched, and nobody could run with him or look at him. There was nobody over there. He and a receiver, and he read it and picked it off. And just like that, it is 33-7.
Jennings' touchdown cemented the victory for Georgia. LSU would score a late TD, but the Bulldogs celebration was already underway. As the final seconds ticked away, a senior class that had produced a school record 44 victories could enjoy their second SEC championship in 4 years. DJ Shockley was named SEC Championship Game MVP, and Mark Richt could finally breathe easy as another championship trophy was heading back to Athens.
S-U-G-A, 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 S-U-G-A.
All I can say is, I'm proud of you. I love everybody in this room. Win or lose, I swear to you I do, but I'm happy for y'all. It's so fun to watch y'all celebrate. That's what it's about for me. I'm so thankful for the coaches and the job they do. And you guys were awesome. Managers, trainers, everybody. Just so thankful for the job everybody did. I'm really thankful that you guys that were not in the 85 got to come in here and celebrate with us, because you deserve it just as much as anybody else. I'm proud of y'all.
It feels great. You know, I was telling a couple guys, some of the underclassmen here, you know, I was telling them I wish I had another year to play with them, just because, you know, I've loved it so much. And, you know, I've grown to love all these guys, you know, extreme, just because of everything we went through all year long.
For DJ to go out as a senior, you know, this is his first year starting and his first year getting to lead this team. For him to win the SEC championship, you know, that's got to be great for him and his family. They waited long, and he had patience to wait for Coach Rick and allow him to give him this team this year.
Yeah, Coach, that's what Coach been preaching to us. You know, set the tone, set the tone. You know, that's been the motto for our whole year. And we just showed it today.
How sweet is it?
Oh, sugar sweet, man. Sugar sweet.
Man, it is sweeter because
you know, it's my senior year. It's my last one. You know, to leave as a champion, I mean, it feels great because, I mean, I just want to thank all the guys, all the seniors, all the young guys. You know, in 2002, I was able to win the SEC championship with a great group of guys, a great group of seniors. And with the same team, well, with a different team and more leaders and more seniors, I mean, it feels great because I'm a part of that. I'm a senior now.
Man, you know, this means a lot right here. You know, to end it off with this championship, you know, I'm a senior. I can't beat it right here, you know. I'm just glad, you know, they recruited me and, you know, and I signed with Georgia to come here because that's why I came, you know, to play in the big game.
Because we could tell that during one they didn't respect us, so we just had to go out there and take it.
How sweet is it for you as a senior to get another SEC ring?
Sweet as Sugar Bowl, baby.
And, you know, the one thing that helped pull this out was the fact that, you know, we refused to let people just talk about us any kind of way, you know, and the family and everybody was saying, you know, no way you guys can win it, you know, things like that. So, you know, I believe that and the pride and the love we have for each other helped pull it off today, man.
It was real important for us to come out here in a big-time game like this and just play our hearts out, show them that we have some heartbeats, we got some pride about ourselves, and that we're some competitors.
I don't think I can wipe that smile off your face tonight.
Oh, no. It's going to be stuck like this for a little while.
Work so hard year-round, you know, with football in college, it ain't no seasonal thing. You know, it's a year-round sport, and you work so hard year-round, and sometimes you're in mad drill, you're trying to figure out why you do this or why you do this in spring practice, and to sit up high at the end of the season and be on top of the SEC, that's what it's all about.
Georgia's 12th Southeastern Conference title came in a season where they had been picked to finish third in the SEC East. But under Coach Mark Richt, the Bulldogs have become accustomed to winning, and they understand what it takes to finish the drill. The 2005 season will always be remembered as a special one by Bulldogs fans, and one where the Dogs were once again atop the SEC pedestal as conference champions.